Crys'Dawna, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to go over a brand new tool that I got, okay? And if you've been following me for a while, you know I love my power tools. I'm a woodworker, I love building things, I love using my hands, but also when I strip furniture, generally I use a chemical stripper and then I sand. But I have found this amazing piece of machinery. Okay, I haven't found it. Surf Prep sent this to me and I was a little bit like, okay, am I gonna use this to strip an entire table? That's not normally like you, Crys'Dawna. Normally you are like, I'm gonna use some chemical stripper and then I'm gonna sand it, okay? That is normally what I do. But with that being said, in the US, they have changed a lot of the formulas on the chemical strippers that we used to know and love. They don't work the way that they used to. It's cold here and I really don't want to be outside. You know, for me, a chemical stripper does not work as well if the temperature is too low. And so I'm thinking there's got to be something else. There's got to be something else. And so when I started seeing Surf Prep, I said, okay, no dust, yeah, right. I'm gonna show you, you're gonna be blown away. So I stripped this entire table, the side of this entire table, with just my Surf Prep sander. I didn't touch it with any chemicals. I used one of their 80 grit papers and then one of the 120 grit to kind of finish it off and get it a nice smooth surface. I'm going to be staining it. And for me, I don't go above 120 grit when I'm gonna stain something because then it starts closing that wood grain a little bit more. And I personally feel like it stains a little bit better when you stay at 120 for your highest grit when you're stripping down your furniture that's gonna be stained. But with that being said, you guys, it took me 20 minutes to do this. I have carpal tunnel in my wrists, and that's why I don't build as much as I used to, because using my Craig jig and drilling and doing all that stuff is really hard on my wrist. And so any other sander I've used, and I've used tons of brands, and I have burnt through more sanders than I care to talk about. So for me, looking back, if I knew what I know now, and I was able to use this sander now before I wasted hundreds of dollars on these other orbital sanders that kept burning out, or the pad on them didn't work anymore. A lot of them were the hook and grip pads. They didn't work anymore. And so the pads were not sticking to it anymore. And so, you can replace the pads and things like that, but it's just, it's a nightmare. It's a headache. So I'm gonna show you the side of this table that I stripped. It's beautiful. I cannot believe even what the wood grain looks like on this stripped side piece of furniture. So watch. It took me 20 minutes to sand that. Can you believe that? 20 minutes to sand that. And look at how nice that grain looks. Even just stripped down and sanded. And this is not a bad finish. This is not, it's a pretty high quality finish. It's really not bad. So for it to only take me 20 minutes to take this off, it's not like it was chipping or already coming off, or maybe it was aged and it was easier to sand, but no. So, let's get really close and personal. Look at that. And so it's ready. It's ready for me to put espresso stain on. But what I'm gonna show you is how I'm gonna strip this other side just with my Surf Prep sander. So I will be using the 3x4 inch electric ray, okay, Surf Prep sander. This does have a central vacuum on the back of it, and I'm actually gonna show you guys, I'm gonna take this kind of apart, and I'm gonna show you how you're gonna attach your hose. I'm gonna show you how you're gonna attach this so that it's nice and snug with each other. And I'm also gonna show you how it goes into my shop vac. Now, it's very important for me to note for you, I already had my shop vac, which is fine. If you have a shop vac, don't run out and go buy one. What you need to do if you're gonna purchase this sander, because the hoses come separately, because there's so many different shop vacs, kinds of shop vacs, there's a shop vac brand, and then there's, DeWalt has shop vacs, and there's tons of different kinds. You're gonna wanna contact Surf Prep so that they can fit your shop vac that you already have, or give you the best shop vac to get. That way you have all the tools. You have the connectors, you have the hose that goes with it. So as it goes, the sander is all the same, okay? But the hose and the connections to whatever vacuum system you decide to use is something that you need to get with Surf Prep about. They're great, they have great customer service, and they will take care of you and get you exactly what you need. So also, it's really important to note that you can buy this sander just by itself, or there's a kit. The sander will come with pads, it will come with the sanding pads, it will come with the sanding sheets, and that way you can start sanding right away, okay? Okay guys, so here's what we have going on, all right? We will go over how to put the adhesive, or we'll go over how to put the sandpaper on in a second. So here is your electric ray, your 3x4 electric ray, okay? You've got this is the power button right here. This will make it to go faster, and then this will make it to go slower. And then right here is going to be what you're gonna hold down when you're actually sanding. So a good friend gave me a tip, because I'm used to having an orbital sander that clicks and then it is continuous. But what's nice about this is that you can put your palm here and just hold that, and it doesn't cause any kind of problems. The vibration on this is gonna be a lot less than your typical orbital sander. So you've got your power cord right here, and then you've got this little back part, okay? So I wanna show you, this is the vacuum tube, all right? This reverse threads. I'm gonna say it one more time, it reverse threads. So when you get this and you don't see an attachment right here and you're like, what in the world am I gonna do? You put it in here, okay? And you know how it's normally righty-tighty, lefty-loosey? Not the case for this. So for this, I got down a little bit because I wanna show you that this moves, so you're gonna wanna hold this, and you're gonna take your hose and it's gonna reverse thread. So you're gonna push this to the right while you're twisting this to the left, okay? Remember? It's reverse thread. So you're taking your hose and going to the left, and you're just kind of pushing that to the right. And I'm pulling on this and it's not coming out. It is in there. That is how you attach your hose to your Surf Prep sander. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how to use your clips. These are gonna be how to connect your power cord to your hose. That way these two are not flailing apart from each other, and then they become one unit, cohesive unit that you're not worrying about. So you're gonna put it right here and push that power cord right there. And then you're going to snap it on there. And you've got that holding right there, okay? Then you're gonna go down about, you know, you can go down 6 inches, whatever you think. And you're going to put your power cord in here and pull it open a little bit, connect it to your hose. You could probably, even I'm trying to make this a little bit, I'm making it a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. You could probably just take this clamp right here and just push it down and just make sure that your power cord is going through right here. So there you go. So it's one cohesive unit. You're not worrying about your power cord getting tangled in or moving around or whatever. So that is how you are going to connect your hose to the vacuum, the central vacuum back here. And that is how you're gonna connect your power cord to your hose so that it's all one cohesive unit. Okay, and now we're going to connect the other end of this hose to my shop vac. Now, again, I talked to Surf Prep and I told them what kind of shop vac I had. This is not new, I've been using it for a while. So you wanna make sure if you already have one, and if it's powerful enough, tell them what kind you have, and then they'll let you know if it's powerful enough to use. And then they're going to have you measure. So I measured this so that they knew what the size was. And so this is the attachment and this is the end of the hose. So what this is gonna do is just go right into there, and I kind of twist it a little bit to make sure that it's tight, and then it's not coming out. And that way, all that nasty dust is gonna go in here. So before we start, I'm gonna show you how you're gonna put the paper onto the sander. Now, the paper comes with a thin Velcro attachment, okay? And it also comes with a thicker Velcro attachment. Now, there's also foam abrasive pads, but we're not using those today. We'll talk about those a different time. We're not using those. So I'm gonna set this aside because this is a flat surface. I don't need this to get in the nooks and crannies or around corners or anything like that. Using the flat one is just fine. You do not want to take your sandpaper and put it right up against here, okay? What you're gonna do is you're going to take your sandpaper, and there is this Velcro side and this is the fuzzy side right here, okay? This is 80 grit. You're going to put these and you're gonna line up the holes. You're gonna put that on there. Then you're gonna put this on the actual sander because this is also Velcro. So you're gonna try to line up the holes again. They're lined up, and then you're going to push it down, and then your sander is ready, okay? So it's gonna get a little bit loud because the vacuum is loud. So I'm gonna put some nice music on for you. We're actually gonna use my husband's gym timer, and we are gonna time how long it takes us to strip this section. We'll do this section right here, okay? So we're going to not start the timer yet. We'll start the timer once we get the vacuum on and once we get the sander on. But you'll hear this. So this is what the vacuum's gonna sound like. But I wanna show you that the sander is gonna have this little red light, okay? That means it's off. So when you turn it on, it's gonna blink a little green light, and I'm gonna turn it up as much as I can. And I'm just gonna do this without the vacuum for 1 second. And I'm gonna hold it like this, okay? And I'm gonna just push down. And you're going to just go. So you're gonna go with the green when you're stripping a piece. So I'm gonna turn the vacuum on and add a little nice music so that way you're not listening to this annoying vacuum. But that's what you're gonna wanna do. Don't forget to turn your vacuum on, and then when this thing is red, that means it's not on, so push that center button to turn it on, and then you've got your minus for slower and your addition for faster, and I turn it up to the fastest one when I'm trying to strip with my 80 grit paper. Okay guys, it took me 4 minutes and 18 seconds to strip pretty much a quarter of this table. 4 minutes. 4 minutes and 18 seconds. That is insane. That is insane to me. So 4 minutes and 18 seconds. And I want you to see something. Okay, I didn't touch this. I didn't wipe it off with anything. There's barely any dust. Maybe a little tiny bit right on my fingers right there. Maybe like right there on my fingers. That's it. I am so not used to that. And I wanted to show you, I have 0 dust on myself. None. None. So don't take it from me. Take it from the sander. That is how you are going to sand the top of a tabletop. That's how you're gonna strip the top of a tabletop without having to use a chemical stripper. The Surf Prep sander also allows you, if it's cold, I literally could do this in my living room. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. I could sand in my living room on these cold February days. I'm blown away. And I hope you are too, because I wanted you to see that. All right, so I have sanded the entire table, as you can see, and it is ready for stain. I stripped it down with the 80 grit paper, and then I also went over it with the 120 grit paper, and that's it. So it's ready for stain. So I used the 80 grit as the actual stripping paper, and then I used the 120 to smooth it out and finish it off, okay? And I timed it. This whole side took me 18 minutes and 35 seconds. So the other side had taken me about 20 minutes, and so that is less than an hour, guys. That is 38 minutes and 32 seconds. 35. 38 minutes and 35 seconds. Sorry, it's backwards on my screen. 38 minutes and 35 seconds for me to strip down this entire table. That is impressive. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that you would try a sander like that? Do you guys have a surf prep? What have you used your surf prep for? This piece of machinery is really awesome. I want to just say this one more time. I'm a woodworker, I do furniture, I'm a home DIYer. I've done a lot of stuff in my own house. I have built furniture for people. I have restored furniture and painted furniture. I've repurposed furniture. And I am telling you that this is the best sander I have ever laid my hands on. You could take that to the bank. It's the best sander I have ever used. So I hope you guys have an awesome time creating, and I hope that this was useful if you are on the fence about getting a sander, or if you have one and you're not quite sure how to use it. I hope that was helpful, and I will be done finishing this and have a vlog up soon.